you at? Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, just so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there is a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are almost finished with day 2 of the Cardmaker Success Summit, and I am so excited. I have been watching all of your chats come in, and I'm just so happy that you guys are getting so much out of the summit. It just really touches me that we do all this work and we never know if it's gonna be a hit or not. And of course, after 7 times, we're hoping that we've got it down, but it's wonderful to see you guys really enjoying yourselves and learning so much. Now, a full disclosure, as I put the countdown music on, I realized I didn't print out my outline for this evening. So I'm going to use an outline from yesterday, and hopefully I don't forget anything. Harriet's going to have to help me when we get to the speaker giveaways, because I don't know which one we're highlighting tonight. So there we go. All right, you guys, if you haven't grabbed your free ticket, you know what to do. Go to cardmakersuccesssummit.com. Be sure to check out the schedule link and get a look at all of the presentations that we have going on tomorrow, plus the live streams. And don't forget, if you are a VIP member or that has the all access pass, you are invited to our VIP crop tomorrow evening. It starts at 7 o'clock. So if you haven't grabbed your VIP all access pass, then definitely go and check that out. Do so before 5 o'clock tomorrow, because after 5, we are not going to be answering any support questions as we get ready to hang out with all of our VIP members in our crop. All righty, and let's do some giveaways. I'm going to ask Harriet to put up on the screen the giveaway link to make sure that you guys are registered, because we're going to do some giveaways now, and then after our sponsored content, we are going to be doing another giveaway. So be sure to register for the giveaway. We have over $4,100 in prizes for this summit. It's amazing. All right, now Harriet's going to show me on the screen which speakers we're going to be highlighting for their giveaway. And I'm just going to wait and be surprised. All right, come on, Harriet. Time's ticking. There we go. All right, that definitely is from Shelly Ontis. I recognize her logo. She's got such cute, cute graphics, and she is giving away something to do with her SVG club. So definitely register for that. Harriet, can you put up on fingers how many winners we're going to do for that? Just one. All right, so we're going to be doing one giveaway for Shelly Ontis, and we're going to be announcing all of the giveaways for the speakers on our Sunday wrap-up call. So all of those are going to be announced then. All right, who's the next one? All right. Oh, this is coming from Juliana Michaels, and she's going to give away a $50 gift certificate to scrapbook.com. That is going to go a long way. Harriet, do we have any other speaker ones? Oh, and we're going to do one giveaway. Oh, now we've got one more. Let me back up to Juliana's. How many are we doing for that? Is that just one? Okay, just one giveaway for Juliana's. And now we are in to Sandy's. And I can't really tell from the graphic what she's giving away, but I'm sure it is amazing. So definitely go and check out the giveaway page and sign up for her giveaway as well. I know, I'm just winging it here. All right, so I want to remind everybody about the Card Maker Success Membership Scholarship. Be sure to register or to apply for that before Saturday, tomorrow at noon. We're going to be looking at all of those applicants and picking one lucky winner for an entire year of the Card Maker Success Membership. Also, don't forget, later on this month, August 19th to the 22nd, we are going to be hosting our first ever Card Maker Success Camp. And this is going to be our beginner edition. So we're going to be covering topics such as our basic supplies, basic techniques, some design and composition, and then we're going to put some cards together on the 4th day. It's going to be very quick and actionable. Each day is only going to be about an hour or so total of your time, 30 minutes of me talking, and then about another 30 minutes for you to do your homework. And at the end of the week, on Thursday, I'm going to be hosting a free masterclass teaching everyone my framework to creating cards using the Create framework. More details on that later. All right, now, last but not least, I want to remind everybody about our foiling technique class. It's going to be foiling from A to Z, and that's going to take place on September 24th at 7 p.m. And that class is going to show you all of the different ways that you can foil with or without a hot foiling machine. We're going to be using laminators, we're going to be using stencils, we're going to be using duo gel, we're going to be using toner foilables, we're going to be using hot plates. It's going to be so much fun. Be sure to use the promo code CMSS foiling to get $10 off of your class ticket. All right, now let's go ahead and do some giveaways. Okay. My viral suite went away. I don't know what happened to it. Let me just open it up real quick. Okay. All right. So let me show you what we are giving away. Let's see. First of all, let's go ahead and give away one VIP All Access Pass. And the winner of that is Beth. Beth's last name starts with a C and ends with a K. And then we are going to give away one of Alta News Artist Gouache, I never know how to say that, paint set. And it comes in these beautiful colors here. I have really been getting into watercolor lately, and gouache is sort of like that, but it's more of an opaque finish as opposed to a translucent finish that watercolor has. And so it's a little bit different, and I can't wait to break that open and see how it is different. All right, the winner for that is going to be Let's see here. Jen. Jen's last name starts with a P and ends with a Y. All right. And now, without further ado, I am going to bring to the stage our next sponsor, which is KB Riley. Hello, Karen.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
Very good.
I'm super stoked to see what you've got going to show us tonight. I think it's the boat pop-up.
Yes, we're going to make some gnomes in a boat.
Gnomes in a boat.
Gnomes in a boat. Yes.
Gnomes in a boat. You can't get any better than that. I'm thinking
Right.
Father's Day cards. I'm thinking Christmas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Friendship.
Friendship for sure.
Anniversary.
Awesome.
Yeah. All sorts of
All right.
things.
I'm going to step down and let you have the stage.
Okay. Well, I'm going to switch myself here. So I'm Karen Burniston. Thanks again for having me. I do love doing the Card Maker Summits. And my thing is pop-up dies. So I'm a die designer. And what I thought that I would make on the demo tonight is this cute little gnomes in a boat card. So this was actually a class that I taught in person last month. And I gave the students the choice as to whether or not they wanted to decorate it for friendship. It was an event that actually was a gnome themed event, scrapping with my gnomies. So I thought, well, yeah, I have to do a card that matches the theme. So most of them ended up making it for the friend version. So it says, my friend, I'll go anywhere with you. And then they're hanging out in the boat here. But I did give them the option. They could, if they needed like an anniversary card or something, they could make it say, my love, I'll go anywhere with you. And, change out the couple a little bit. So they got the choice to do that. So I guess the reason I chose this one too for the Card Maker Summit is because I already had a really great handout on it. And last time when we did the Card Maker Summit, we gave this the handout as a free download on our website. So we've done that again. So when you go to our website and you go to kits and classes, you'll see this as a free download if you want the PDF instructions for how to reproduce this card. And you could change out the colors and things like that, but it'll give you everything you need to know. Okay, so what we're using tonight to make our little boat card is one of our brand new dies. It's a good foundation die. It's our boat pop-up, and it makes a very cute rowboat. That's what the boat makes. And then we have some add-ons and things to it, which I'll show you afterwards, where you can convert it into other boats. But you can make it in a design for either a side fold card, or you can make it in a top fold card. And as sort of an added little thing, you can put a little L support through your seat and have, in this case, a little Fisher gnome in your boat or whatever. So you could decorate that as a top fold card or as a side fold card. So tonight we're going to make a side fold card. All right, so I've done some work ahead of time. Dive right in here. So we don't have that much time. We have a half an hour. So this is an A2 size card. You're always choosing your card size with our dies. And so an A2 is great for the boat, or you could even go smaller. You can do even a slim line because it's a slim line friendly design. It folds down pretty small. It has a big impact. So I've already done a little work here, and I put some pattern paper and some decorative pieces inside my A2 size card. And then I'm going to jump into working on this boat. Okay, so the die set cuts the hull of the boat as one piece. That's what you're seeing here. And then it'll cut the deck of the boat and some supports and stuff, which we'll get into in just a second. But on the deck of the boat, or the hull of the boat, it has score lines, and they all fold away from you. So you just go around. The die has made those score lines. You're going to find all of them, and they all fold like mountain folds. And then that's going to bring that little tapered tab around to where you can connect it on the other side to complete that boat hull. Okay, so a little bit of adhesive there on that tapered tab, and I'm going to connect it. And it's probably easier to do that in a flat position. So I'm just going to get my boat down into the flat position where both of the tabs line up, and then I can give it a really good press. So that's sort of the outer portion of the boat. Okay. Now the front of the boat is the one where it's a little skinnier. So it's a little skinnier right here. It's got a little skinnier tab. The back of the boat is a little bit wider, and it has a wider tab. So sometimes, I'll just go ahead and give myself a reminder. This is the F, the front of the boat. That's going to get glued down anyway. And then this back here is the back. Okay. So it's going to be easier to add these little wave pieces at the bottom of the boat to do that before it goes into the card. So that's optional, but it does kind of look cool when the bottom of the boat has some little waves on it. So those pieces come with the set, and you just attach them here at the bottom edge of the boat. Okay, I'm going to put my glue like this. And then what I'm looking to do is have they're mirror image pieces, and there's a blunt end and a pointy end. And you want the blunt end, the flat end, to go up next to the fold on the side of the boat. And then the pointy end, the decorative end, goes towards the inside. So let's see, let's find the mirror image of that one. That's this one. I'll add that over here. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the back side as well. Yeah, again, finding the flat end to go out next to the fold, and then letting the overlap just overlap the back and the front of the boat. So it's going along the edges. So see, that's a lot easier to do when that's flat. And then now when that goes in the card, it'll have those waves, going all the way around. Yeah, okay, cool. Now we're going to switch to the deck of the boat. All right, so the deck of the boat gets cut and it has slots in it. And I've done a pattern paper here with a wood grain texture because this is a light materials friendly die set. Everything kind of ends up stacked on top of each other in the closed position. So it's a great spot to use your lightweight materials because it'll keep the bulk down in your card. So that's lightweight cardstock. You can use pattern paper. I mean, the heavier kind, not the super flimsy pattern paper, but if it's double-sided, it'll work fine. There is a fold through the middle slot on that deck. That's the only fold in the piece. So I'm just going to fold that, in this case, wood grain to wood grain. And then there's those 3 slots, and what's going to go up through those slots is going to be the U supports. So these pieces get cut by the die set as well. They have 2 folds in them, and you fold them up until they make that U shape. And then they have these tabs out on the end that will go through those slots on the deck of the boat. The only thing about it is they're too wide right now, so they won't fit through the slot because we got to make them where they'll lock in place. So right now I can't shove them through the slot, but if I fold either one side in or both sides in, then I can hook one side through the slot, push it through and unfold, and then that will lock it into position. Okay, so you get real good at that. That becomes a fast thing to do, is to get your tabs through. But see, now that's locked and that can't come back out again. Okay, so I went through the center slot, and then it's a U support, so it's going to come over and go through this slot over here. So I'm going to fold in one side, hook one side in, push it through, unfold. Okay, so now I've got my first U support in going this way, and then I'm going to take my other one and I'm going to put it this way. Okay, so the center slot's going to get 2 U supports. But again, I'm just going to fold in one side, 2 sides, doesn't matter. Whatever you find is easiest to get, to jam that thing through the slot and unfold it is the right way to get it through. Okay, that one's unfolded, and then the last one, hook it through, push through, unfold. All right. So now the deck of the boat is supported by our 2 U supports, if you can see that. And what I really like is I just really don't want these separate from each other. I'd like them to operate as a unit. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue between them and just glue them together. So my favorite glue is Lineco Neutral pH Adhesive. It's, oh my gosh, it's just an absolutely wonderful glue. And dries clear, dries matte finish. Really great for the pop-up, super strong glue. And I absolutely love it. It holds up in our humid climate. I live in the Houston area, and it gets humid here, and that glue, it is a match for it. Okay, so I've got my 2 U supports glued together, and then I'm going to go ahead and actually glue the 2 tabs together on the front here where there's 2 in the same slot, just so that those will also kind of operate as a unit. Okay, so there's the boat deck. Now you can see this has got the same shape as the hull of the boat. It's got a thinner end, and that's the front of the boat, and then it's got a wider end, and that's the back of the boat. And when this eventually gets glued inside the card, the bottom of these supports are going to be what glues kind of inside here. Okay, we're not ready for that yet because we've got some other stuff to do. But see, we want to make sure that they are aligned correctly, that we don't have one, turned around backwards. So what I will often do is I'll just go ahead and give myself on the bottom of these supports an F and a B as well, just so I know which ones. And I could just I could just collapse that down. It'd be a lot easier. Okay, so now I know which side is which, okay, to glue inside the boat. But I'm not going to glue it in yet because I actually have more I want to do. So if I were making, because there's some add-ons for this boat, so you can make a sailboat, you can make a pirate ship. I'll show you those. If I were using some add-ons, then I might be putting masts through those holes and, you know, just building up a different kind of boat. But with the rowboat, it comes with a seat, okay? So that's obviously optional to add because you don't need it when you're making other types of ships. But when you want to make a rowboat, there's a seat that will attach between those tabs and then create a seat. It does not have a slot in it. I actually made that because I wanted to kind of amp this card up and have some riders or drivers or rowers, I guess you would say, in the boat. So I needed a slot to add an extra support in there. So I just used a slot punch, but you could certainly just do it with an X-Acto knife or something like that. So, okay, let's add the seat. So the seat fits between the center and the back tab. So it's going to attach to those tabs that are coming up through the boat. And it really wouldn't matter. And my students ask me, does it matter if they go on the inside of the tab or the outside? It doesn't, but why not put them on the outside so the tabs get hidden? So that's what I like to do. I think the easiest thing is just to lay that seat down next to that tab that it's supposed to attach to. Add some adhesive to the tab. There's also a full video on how to do these dies, by the way. But so now I've got some adhesive there. And then if I just take that whole, you know, that whole U-support thing will move back and forth like this. So then I can fold it the other way so that the tab now comes down and sort of picks up that seat right where it needs to be attached. So I think that's the easiest. And then if I leave it in this flat position, both of my tabs kind of pointing this way, then I can add some adhesive to this tab. Just fold that seat over and it'll pick up the other side. So I can do that in the flat position. And then you can see when I bring everything back up again, I've essentially kind of completed the box, if that makes sense. You'll see I've got a box in the bottom and a box at the top, and that will close down in the card, and then it'll pop up like this. Okay. So if you were making a rowboat, you'd be done. Now you'd put the deck inside the boat and you'd add it to the card. But we're going to do one little extra thing, which is we're going to add our own little L support in there to be able to support those gnomes that are going to be riding in the boat. I went ahead and just cut an extra U support. You wouldn't have to use this as your L support. You could just use a scrap of cardstock. But I knew this one had fold lines in it, so I was like, well, I'll just use that. Grab a pair of scissors here. I don't need much of an L. So I'm just going to make myself essentially just a little L support. And it's that foot, that little foot of the L that's going to go down through the slot and just attach to the deck of the boat. Okay. And then it'll just stick up and then I can attach something to the front of it. So that's what I'm doing. And I could use glue, but actually I think I'm going to use glue dots for that because that'll be fast. A fast instant bond, which I like. Okay. So those are just some miniature glue dots, but you could certainly glue it just as an option. Okay. So now I've got a sticky foot. Okay. And I want my deck of my boat to be in the fully open position, you know, so I've got it all straight, nice and open. Okay. And then I'm going to go through that slot with the foot of my L and just sit it on the deck of the boat so it's sitting straight up when the, you know, when the card is open. And then my little gnomes can sit against it. So I don't know if you can see down in there, but that little L is just attached to the deck of the boat. And the seat is going to pull it up, you know, as the card opens, then it'll pop up with the seat. So just, you know, an extra little something. Okay, we actually, you know what? We can put this in the card. Why don't we put this in the card? And then we can add some little gnomes to it. Okay, so you can put this, if you watch the assembly video on this, what I like to do is I like to take the deck of the boat through the boat until they both match up at the end. And then I glue these together and then they're now one unit and then I glue it inside the card. Okay, that's my favorite. I found when I was teaching this in person that it was a little hard for people to visualize what I was doing, you know, bringing it through the thing like this. So I thought, well, you know what, for the demo tonight, I'll try it a different way and see if that resonates with people better. What I want to do is I want to glue down the boat tab to connect this to the card. And one thing about putting the whole of the boat in is that you want your adhesive to go all the way up to the fold line where it connects here, because you don't really want the front of the boat. You wouldn't want it attached just back here, because then the front of the boat will like peel up and it won't open all the way. So you want it glued down all the way out to the end. So my glue goes all the way to the fold line. Okay. And then in this flat position, I'm going to just attach this to the card. Now I decided I want my boat facing to the right. If I wanted it facing to the left, I would attach it to the left side. But I'm going to lift this side up. That's going to give me a chance to add it inside the card and not cross the fold, because I want it to butt up to the fold, but I don't want to cross the fold. So I've just attached the front tab of the boat. Okay. Then I'm going to leave this flat. I'm going to add my adhesive all over the B tab, the back of the boat. And again, I'm coming all the way up to that score line so that I'll get the biggest open on my boat. And then I'm just going to leave it flat and close the card. Okay, and then it's going to pick up that tab, move the other half of the boat over. And then I always go slow. I'm a little bit, sometimes not the most patient person with glue. So I like to kind of, push it a little bit down into place. Because I haven't added the deck of the boat yet, I can actually reach down through the boat and, press it into position. Okay. So, there's nothing hard about that, y'all. There's nothing hard about that boat. That boat's easy. You have to make a choice on the little overhang of the waves in the back. Usually the card will just pull them in. But if they're getting crumpled or you don't like them, you can always trim them off or stick them down on the back of the boat, if you want to. So I just cut those off. All right, now let's add the deck of the boat. So what's important is that we have the front facing the front, because it's not going to fit. It's only fit. This is the shape of the boat, so it's not going to fit if I put it backwards. So I got to make sure that I point it the same way. And it's going to be the bottom of the U supports are going to get the adhesive. So I've got to make sure that I don't cross the fold line with my adhesive, that I just keep it here on the F and the B tabs, but I don't cross the fold line. And this is all hidden inside the card. So even if I wanted to give myself a line to not cross right on that score line, so I remember that I can't cross it with my adhesive, I could do that. All right, so I'm going to add my adhesive on my F tab up to that score line, and the B tab up to that score line. Okay, front of the boat needs to point this way, so I got to make sure that I've got the front facing towards the front. And then I'm going to partially close my card, because I got to go through the boat to get it down in there into the fold of the card. And then I'm going to have to just close the card, and it'll attach both sides. Okay, at the same, because I put the adhesive on both sides. So you just got to, and there it is. Oops, sorry, I didn't give it enough time. Hang on. All right, let's just sit that for a second. All right, how are we doing on time? I think still got 15 minutes left. So
we are perfect.
We are perfect. Okay. All right. So there is the pop-up boat. See, so there's nothing hard about that at all. What I thought would be cute in the boat, because the theme of the event I was at was the gnomes, is we have a die. In fact, I sold all of them. I didn't even have one here at the because I work remotely from Texas, so I didn't have any in my trunk show here to grab the die. So I just printed one out. But this is our little tiny gnome set, and so we're going to make a couple little gnomes here to drive our boat, row our boat. I guess row. We'll say row. Oh gosh, don't lose pieces. So we're going to do the friendship version. So both of our gnomes are. Oh, sorry, I still got gnome parts that I got stuck there. Okay. All right, so what I did, there's a die in the set that will cut the head, the hands, and the nose of the gnome all at one time. And it's really nice to have the heads and the nose and the hands be stickers. So I added double-sided adhesive tape to the back of that cardstock before die cutting so that everything's a sticker. And so for my gnomes, I'm going to grab that sticky head, and I'm going to just stick it to the body. Oops. Okay, no. It's not really too much of an up and a down with a gnome, because I don't usually give them eyes. But okay, so now our little gnomes, our little ladies, have heads. But because these are going to be in a pop-up, we don't want the back of their heads to be sticky. So I could powder it, but what I found was easiest is just to cut the head without adhesive and just match whatever the hair color I was going to do for the gnome. So the back of their head would just be the same color as their hair. So I was making a blonde and a brunette gnome. So I put the blonde hair and then the brunette hair. Okay. And we won't put the nose on just yet. There is a die in the set that will give them little cute shoes. So got a little thing here. Glue those on. Okay. And then let's do braids. So then with braids, I just put a little adhesive on the side of the head and then just bring those braids down. Now you could also, like if you didn't want them, man, I've got different hair colors here, but you could also change the length of the braids. Let's say you wanted it to be a little shorter, just cut from the top. And then you can shorten, give her a little haircut so that they're not identical. And you could also kind of change which way the little pigtails, whether they curl in or they curl out. I'll put that close to the camera in a second to show you here. So see on my blonde one, I had the little pigtails kind of splaying out. And then on the brunette, I had them kind of coming in. So that just gives a little variety. And then there's 2 different hats in that die set that you can choose from your gnome. So I'm going to give a hat to each one so that there's a little variety there. But both hats are in the set. So they come together pretty quickly. And then I put the nose on so it overlaps the hat just a little bit. Okay, and then their little hands, they're kind of like just floating hands, they can kind of go anywhere that you want them. They can hold things. So I think the die set comes with a snowflake when you're making Christmas gnomes and probably a little heart. Yeah, so you can, it also comes with little braid or bows for the ends of the braids. If you wanted to add bows, you could. So lots of stuff in that set. Okay, so now in order for my friends, my besties here to fit inside the boat, they're going to have to sit real close to each other. So I'm going to overlap them, and I actually going to just glue them together. So I'll put a little glue up here at the hat because I see that that's overlapping. Because there's not a lot of room in the boat, so they got to get real cozy. I just had a spot where those overlap real nicely right here. Yeah. Okay, I might have made them a little even closer together than they needed to be, but it'll be fine. So I connected the hat at the top, and then I'll just find another spot, like the blonde braid carries over onto the front of the brunette, so I'll do that. Okay, so now I've got this operating like a set. Okay, so now I have to make a choice as to whether or not I want them to dangerously stand in the boat, because that would actually be the easiest. I would just glue them right to the front of this support. Or if I would like them to be sitting in the boat, then I have to create a fold, at their waist. Okay, so if I wanted to do that, I would use, let's see if I can find something to fold with. I had a little tool earlier that I said, oh, I'll use that tonight. Oh, here it is, like a little embossing stylus or something. And then I just need something to use as a ruler or something. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little fold across that little set so that they can sit in the boat. And the thing about it is I really want that to be a loose fold. I don't really want a lot of, oh, something fell off. No, I don't know what. Oh, I think it was the end of their braid. Okay, so now I've got little waist for them. So then it's just going to sit, where where their feet are is going to glue to the seat of the boat, and then their backs are going to go against that backrest. Okay, so I add some glue. Backrest here. I'm going to keep this nice and open. I'll go in there and pinch my little gnomies to the backrest. Okay, so now they're sitting in the boat, and then I do need some adhesive underneath their feet, because what will happen is, well, they're not coming up, but normally, they might kind of come up a little bit on you as the card opens. So I do like to just go underneath the, oops, dry's clear, dry's clear. Okay, so there's those cute little gnomes in the boat. Oh, I see that I missed one little, I haven't completely finished my boat yet. There's this kind of like tab here, right? And I didn't super love that, because I was like, well, that kind of shows people how it was made. So in the die set, there is a piece, a little rectangle with a fold up the middle that will create like a decorative crossbar through the boat, which I am not a boater, but I checked with somebody who is, that those are called thwarts, apparently. So you can take that rectangle and you can add adhesive all over it and just pinch it around any tab that you're not using for something else and just convert it into a decorative kind of crossbar in the boat. It just makes it look more structural and less like, you know, a tab that you use to put it together. So, and that's it, except for our oars. So since this is a rowboat, we'll go ahead and use the oars. There's these little oar holders that have like a keyhole shaped hole in them that the oar will go through, the handle of the oar will go through because of that keyhole. But if you take the keyhole away, then it can't pull back out again. So what I mean by that is I put the end of the oar through the hole of the oar holder, then I add my glue around the keyhole part, so kind of a U shape of glue, and then I like to come forward from the center and pinch that on the thing. And then so now my oar is loose. I'll anchor it with some glue, but right now it's loose, but it can't pull back out because I basically took the keyhole away. Okay, so that's how you do that. Let's do that on the other side. So I'll put my oar through the keyhole, hold it out of the way, add some glue around the keyhole portion. I like to go just ahead of the folds. And then you could let them loose. I've seen some great cards by our design team and stuff where they've just let them loose. I mean, I would somewhat worry that they would just end up just, you know, hanging out of the card or getting crumpled. But there's lots of ways to anchor those. So you could anchor them in this kind of upward position. You could have them go this way and just glue to the side of the boat. So, you know, that's completely, you know, customizable, but we'll put a little dot of glue and find a spot. And then I just got to check it before my glue sets up to make sure I keep it in the card because they are going to splay out like that. So I've got room for it, but you may have to change the angle or something like that, you know, to keep it in the card. Depends on the size of the card. And okay, let's do that and see. Ooh, I got close. Oh, see, I'm out. I'm out of the card. So that means that I need to go at a little bit higher angle. And then now they're staying in. So that's how you do that. Cool. All right. So, and then for the front of the card, I am using a new border set that we have, which is in the same release. It's called our set sail borders. So these are 5.5-inch long borders that you can extend if you were doing scrapbook layouts or whatever, because you just keep, you know, adding them. And I used 3 of the borders out of that set on the front of the card. So I've got ship's wheels, I've got whales, and I've got anchors. And I just, you know, am making a little display, I don't know, of design. I'm going to just use 4 of those anchors because that's what's going to fit. Those aren't anchors. These are ship's wheels, sorry. The anchors, I will use like 7 of them. But they're fun too because you can cut them apart and use them individually. So those borders have been real popular. And we have borders in like all sorts of styles, not just this one. In fact, on this whale, I really only needed 3 whales to go across the board or across the card. So I snipped one off and used it on the inside just on its own, you know. So you can do that too. All right, let me finish this card up super quick and then I'll just show you some other cards with my last 2 minutes. How much time do I have? Not that much. Boy, 30 minutes goes so fast, y'all.
Yeah. No, you're fine. We can go over a little bit.
Okay. I even thought this time, I was like, oh, I'm going to have a bunch of done ahead of time because I always run out of time. So I realized I should have put those spouts in as I went. So the die set includes the whales, and then they've got these little whale spouts that are on a separate die. And probably would have been good if I'd put those in ahead of time, but I didn't. So I'll just tuck them in. Okay, and then we'll put my friend down here and some anchors right here. And we'll have our card. So I like that idea of the phrase "I'll go anywhere with you" because I thought it worked great for both a romantic card or a friendship card, because everyone's got a bestie that they would go anywhere with, go on any kind of adventure. So these words, the my friend, those come out of a word set we have that's called Word Set 1 Greetings. So it has hello, my friend. So I'm just using the my friend out of it. And all of the supplies, if you do end up wanting to kind of make your version of this card, all of the supplies are listed on the handout that you can get on our website. So you can just download that. All right, I think I've got a card front. Throw that on the front of the card. Make sure I'm doing the front. Okay, and then I've just got my little, I'll go anywhere with you. Just cut with some labels, some little decorative labels from one of the other sets. That one's, I think, from our paper frames pop-up, but you'd use whatever you had. You wouldn't have to use that specific label, just something that you have would work. All right, I think this is possibly the, where's my whale gonna go? I'm gonna put that right there. Where's my whale? Okay, and then this would be where you'd sign the card right here. I did it. Got the whole card done. Okay, so let me show you, first of all, where that greeting came from. So I'm a die designer. I mean, generally we do dies as our main thing. But in our last release, because we have so many kind of specific pop-ups, we did come out with just some little small greeting clear stamps that just kind of match the themes of the new dies. And there's one great one that I was using on this card, the Sail Away Sentiments. And it has, that's where the I'll Go Anywhere With You. These are great photopolymer, USA, just really good. They stamp really super nicely. But let's talk about what else you can make with that boat. So like I say, once you have the boat, then you can start getting add-ons for it. So here's those same set sail borders that we used, including the shells. So here's a, sure that opens, an add-on called our sailboat add-on. So it's the same boat, but what the sailboat adds on is the pieces you would need to convert it into a sailboat. So it gives you the mast and the sails and the little life preserver and the rail for the front of the boat and then a little anchor. That all comes in that add-on set. So once you have the boat, you can get sailboat add-ons and you can convert it into a sailboat. You can also get pirate ship add-ons. So with the pirate ship add-ons, it's going to add the pieces that are going to convert that boat into a pirate ship. Okay. So again, you're using it's the same boat. The boat is the foundation die, but then you've got pieces to convert, the look of it and the masts and all those skulls and crossbones and stuff like that. And then there's a great little set of borders that go with that pirate shippers as well. Sold separately, but they go real nice together. So yeah. Okay. How'd I do? You want to see more cards? I can show more cards. I don't know.
No, you did great.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Your cards are so innovative. I just absolutely love them. Now, I always ask you, Karen, do you have the little pop-up boxes close by?
No, you always ask me. Yeah, I do. Okay. The ones I have sitting real close by happen to be Easter, but we have them in lots of different themes. So Brandi always likes our pop-up ball dies. So that can go in a card or, you could just send it as it is. But, and then, we have ball sizes in 3 different sizes. So you can kind of put them all together and make a snowman or something if you want to. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So typically, like if you had that in a card, let's find a card we can put it in. Like this one, then when they opened it, it would, pops up nicer than that when you have them in a card. But I didn't have a card here.
I like that one, and I know I tell you this every time, but I like that one that you had in the box. And when you slide the box open, the things all start to explode.
Oh, I'm sorry. You meant surprise cube. Oh, I don't have a surprise cube right here. It's in the other room. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, see?
But that's the one that makes me giggle every time I see it.
Yeah, we do. We have several rubber band pop-ups. We have, I don't think there's like 70 different pop-up dies. So if you just, go on our website and You can watch all of the videos and stuff ahead of time too, which is nice because people like that because then they can decide if they, they think that's something that they can do. They're all easy. I mean, the die does all the work for you. A really popular one is our photo collage. That one's always real popular. So this one makes a
oh goodness, that is cute
collage of photos. So that one's like a really one of our most popular dies is the photo collage pop-up. But
oh, love it, love it. All right, you guys, now don't forget we have a special promo code going on, pop-up20, to get 20% off. And be sure to use the link that is scrolling down at the bottom of the page, which is cardmakersuccesssummit.com / I think it's KB Riley. Yes. And use the pop-up 20 to get 20% off your order. All right, so before you go, we've got to do a giveaway. So we are actually giving away one of the boat and the little add-on decorative dies. So you guys are going to be able to make the card we created tonight. All right, so let me go ahead and draw that winner. All right, that is going to go to Marcia. Marcia's last name is P, or starts with a P and ends with an L. Congratulations, Marcia.
Congratulations, Marcia.
All right, awesome. Well, I cannot wait to see you again, and thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you so much for having us. We always love doing these.
Take care.
All right, see you.
Right, bye-bye. All right, you guys, I've got one more giveaway. So I did make a little mistake on the giveaway that I just announced before we brought Karen on. I had said that, let me see if I can find her again. Give me 1 second. You refresh the page. Here we go. All right. Goodness gracious. Give me 1 second. How do I go back? Here it is. Okay. So I had mentioned that Beth was the winner of our VIP All Access Pass. And I actually made a mistake. She had won the previous giveaway in the previous session. So I'm going to draw one more winner, and we're going to give a VIP All Access Pass. And this one is going to go to Shelly. Shelly's last name starts with a W and ends with an E. All right, you guys, we will see you tomorrow. Be sure to check your email this evening for the wrap up, and then tomorrow morning for all of the links and the schedule for tomorrow's activities. Take care, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.